King Vision, along with Showtime Event Television, Corona Beer, and the MGM Grand. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the president, Jose Sulaiman, supervisor, Dickie Cole, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Dr. James Nave. And our judges scoring this bout from ringside, David Chung, Jose Laurino, and Dave Moretti. And here's our referee in charge of this bout. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Jay Nady. All right, fans, here we go with the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. I present to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing blue trunks with white trim, he is from Dallas, Texas, and fighting out of the Last Mountain Training Camp in Sequim, Washington. He weighed in at 159.5 pounds. His record includes 25 wins, 3 losses, with 21 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the NABF champion who is making his first attempt at a world title. Please welcome tonight's challenger, ranked the #2 middleweight by the WBC, Quincy Taylor. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red and blue trim, hailing from and proudly representing St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. He weighed in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds. His record includes 51 wins, 3 losses, with 47 big wins coming by way of knockout. And here is the hard-hitting former junior middleweight champion and 2-time WBC middleweight champion of the world. Please welcome Julian "The Hawk" Jackson. And once again, here's our referee in charge, Jay Nady.
All right, gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? Just to go over it again. The navel to the hip bone. That's low. Nothing behind the ear. On 12 rounds of good, clean fighting. Obey my commands and defend yourself at all times. Let's go to work.
Jay Nady's last instruction, interesting. I seriously doubt this will go 12 rounds, folks. It'll be bombs away by these guys. This fight is sanctioned by the WBC and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, 10-point must-scoring system. Scoring is done by 3 judges. A fighter must get up following a low blow or he may be counted out. No 3 knockdown rule in the WBC. No standing 8 count, but there is a mandatory 8 count following knockdowns. Any other rules become a factor, we'll go over them. Here we go, round 1 here for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Remember that knee brace on Quincy Taylor. He's a good one, but he hasn't fought the same caliber of fighters as Julian Jackson. A lot of people think, including the bookmakers here in Las Vegas, that Quincy, the southpaw, can lift the title from Julian. Julian's a guy that goes right after his man, and you heard Jay Nady say to Julian, keep him up. You see Julian go head-hunting right away with that left hand. He's a vicious puncher. He's known for it. He can be hit himself, though, as he was with that left hand of Quincy. Both of these guys can bang. You see the knockouts that Taylor had, 21 of his 25. Jackson with 47 of his 51. But Julian's being hit more in recent years. A lot of people concerned with that. Don't want to see anything happen to Julian. But he can still bang, and the southpaw Quincy Taylor in blue realizes it and is being a bit cautious, although he let caution fly to the wind at time with that left hand. Julian continues to stalk, loading up the right hand. He bangs low, and now Jay Nady comes in, and he said that was low to Julian Jackson. Keep those punches up. We've seen fights earlier tonight with the disqualification in the Tyson fight, and a fight that there were several low blows in. Look at this. Jackson catches him, bangs him inside. Quincy fights back. You hear Nady say, don't grab him. Referee trying to keep it clean. Shots clean. Julian with a long looping right hand. Quincy Taylor absorbing the punishment so far here in round number 1 and dishing out a bit of his own as well. You're watching King Vision. This is the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Julian Jackson in white, Quincy Taylor in blue. 2 bombers. The southpaw blue and white with a knee brace on his leg. He had a tear of the anterior collateral ligament. That's why he's wearing that. but it's not slowing down his mobility here in the ring too much. Julian the Hawk swooping down, trying to stop as Quincy bounces that right hand off his forehead. This is just the first round. Pretty good pace so far. Two guys that can really bang, letting it fly. Julian always looking for the opportunity to land that he just threw, the big right hand. That time it just whistled past the nose of Quincy Taylor. Taylor lets go with a left of his own. Don't forget the left is his power hand here.
Break! Stop!
And now they get the clean break. Looks like a little bit of a cut on the bridge of the nose of Julian Jackson. There seems to be blood trickling down. And we'll get a better look in between rounds, but he may have got clipped right on top of the nose as the blood trickles down. And that's a spot where a nose can get broken. It's early in the fight to have a broken nose. Closing seconds now of the first round. Quincy loads up another shot, landing on the forehead of Julian. Julian wild with the right hand over the head, and they tie each other up. The bell ends round number one. A good round for both fighters.
Jeff, potentially this is actually the best fight on the card. Both fighters landing well in the first round.
Yeah, a little cut over the nose of Julian Jackson there, but yeah, the first round wasn't what I thought it'd be, and you know, hopefully it'll hot up.
Yeah, we'll have to see, I guess. Back to the corner.
Aaron Stowell doing a nice job trying to stop the flow of blood, and then they put a little Vaseline on top of it. And I couldn't tell by the way he had that in there exactly where the cut is. I know it's in the bridge of the nose someplace, which can usually be indicative of a guy with a broken nose. But we'll have to wait and see as Quincy goes right to bouncing that right hand, which is his jab, off the nose of Julian again. You heard what Aaron Stowell had to say. Get your jab pumping. Don't let this guy beat you with the jab and then score. You get your jab out, then throw your right hand. Julian instead right back to just going with the right hand, and Quincy is able to counter. See him counter there? Nice shot inside to the head of Julian. Wild with the left hand is Julian. Quincy answers with the uppercut. Julian's got his hands full with this guy. This guy's quick, and he's slick in there. This is round two, scheduled for 12. The WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Bob Sheridan coming to you on King Vision around the world. It's been quite a night. There'll be a lot printed, a lot said, and a lot talked about before this is all over this evening. Uppercut catches Julian, bounces the head back, and the legs go for just a second. He bangs downstairs, and Quincy's on the attack. I think Julian was hurt a little bit by that uppercut. See him go side to side to avoid the shots. His eyes aren't really 100% clear right now. He didn't have that wild hawk-like look in his face like he usually does. Got to pause with the left jab. He's got to step up into it. That's what Aaron Stowell is talking about. But instead it's Quincy Taylor that scores his jab. That right hand has been in the face of Julian throughout, and Julian is satisfied to go headhunting. Julian catches him with the right hand, but Quincy was backing off. Jackson takes another shot to the body, which backs him off a bit. Then he goes on the attack. Wild again with the left hand. While Julian could easily win this fight with one shot, he punches so hard. He still, in my eyes, is not the crisp puncher with a tremendous ability. Age is beginning to rob the little subtle things from Julian. That's what I see here. And Quincy's a couple of years younger, but hasn't been in the wars recently that Julian Jackson's been in. Both guys have only lost 3 fights. Mike McCallum beat Julian, and Gerald McClellan beat him twice. Both guys can still bang. You see Julian missing with that right hand. Taylor, the southpaw's got a nice move. He bends right and down, and Julian's missing with the right hand. He's forcing him to miss. Nice defensive work by Taylor. Obviously, they watched films of Julian Jackson. I think what Aaron Stowell said in between rounds is very important, that Julian works off that left hand. What Julian needs to do is pump the left and move right, and then step up into a right hand and let it fly. Take the vision away with his left hand of the left eye of Taylor, but it's not working that way as the bell ends round number 2. These are tough rounds to score. I thought the first round... We're coming up to round number 3 of the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. The rest of the night with Mike Tyson was like the Academy Awards. People here to see and be seen. With the girls decked out in the finery of Hollywood, or Las Vegas for that matter. And the guys here to watch. Here we go. Round 3. Scheduled for 12. WBC Middleweight Championship. Julian Jackson tries to pick the pace up here a bit. Now he's on the assault. And this is what Julian had better do, and better do it early, is stay on him like this. Julian's better off if he gets in a brawl and just lets it fly. Instead, it's Quincy beating to the punch, though. Taylor's a good little fighter. And that's why in the betting halls here in Las Vegas, where it's legal to gamble in the United States, they had this fight so close. Jackson with more experience, more knockouts, fought the best in the business, but Quincy a real good fighter. Hails from Dallas, Texas. They call him Baby Tyson because of his knockout ability. Both guys have landed pretty good blows. I think Taylor may have landed some of the heavier blows. Jackson had a pretty good first round, but Taylor did some nice things. The second round I gave to Taylor. Nice long looping left hand that time by Taylor. And don't forget, that's his power hand. So when he gets the crisp one, that one blinked the eye of Julian Jackson. Oftentimes when you have a southpaw fighting a right-handed fighter, their front feet get tied up. So Aaron Stowell makes the point to Julian, get that front foot on the outside and cut loose with that right hand. Don't let him walk on your feet and make you stumble and get you off balance. Judges oftentimes are looking up and they see a guy stagger like that, they think he's hurt. Aaron Stowell, very experienced, knows how to handle championship corners. He worked with Mike Tyson at one time. Tim Witherspoon got Frankie Randall the championship back, defeating Julio Cesar Chavez. Works with Julian Jackson. Terrific handler of fighters in many respects. Julian Jackson White continues to force the fight. Jackson hails from St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, and I know the telecast on our world telecast is going down to St. Thomas, St. Bart's, and all throughout the Caribbean, and all kinds of people in Puerto Rico, which is not too far from that area watching. Hope you're enjoying watching Julian in action. You're in Dallas, Texas, in the United Artists Movie Theater there. I'm sure you're thrilled with the performance so far of Quincy Taylor. It just gave us the attendance, 16,736, an absolute sellout crowd, the largest crowd in boxing history here at the MGM. This is settled into a tough battle. Get the world champion, the Hawk, Julian Jackson, breathing down your throat. All right, here we go. Julian in white. And you hear Jane Hady say, hey, Julian, that was low. Uppercut. That time it goes higher on the chest. But it's Quincy Taylor, if you notice, is getting through with his jabs, getting through with the left hand. Julian missing a lot. When Julian was 4 or 5 years younger, he didn't miss shots, and he never got hit as much as he gets hit now. It's hard to say when a guy can fight good enough to be the champion of the world that he should be thinking about retiring. The only reason I say that is because I'm so fond of Julian Jackson. Took a good clip on the right ear that time. And Quincy able to get through, bounces that jab off the head of Julian. Wild again is Julian. Quincy does a great job slipping punches. Look how many times Julian loads up that right that Quincy's able to duck underneath it. See that again? That time it was the left hook. Makes him miss. Taylor's a fighter. No matter what happens tonight, you're going to hear from him some. If he doesn't walk out of here as world champion, you'll still hear from him. Julian, at this stage now in the 4th round, has got a lot of work to do to retain his title against this guy. This guy is a good fighter. Julian makes Quincy miss that time. Tremendous physical condition both of these guys are in. Just exchanged punches that time, both guys. Neither guy has been down. Nobody really hurt. Julian at one stage, he get clipped by a shot, and I thought he was just shaking a little bit. Look at the way he fights. Julian shouldn't stand there like that. When the guy loads up in combinations like that, you want to move out of there immediately. Step back or at least go to one side or the other. But don't stand flat-footed in front of a guy that can bomb away like Quincy Taylor. See, Julian stands there flat-footed and tries to kind of bob and weave and avoid the punches. He's better off to just get out of there. And when Julian was younger, he would get out of there. You didn't see him get hit by this many punches. And you wouldn't see him certainly miss this many punches either. Nice right cross that time by Julian Jackson. Loads up the right hand. Quincy does such a great job of slipping punches. He doesn't seem to have the tremendous respect. Oh, the left hand got Julian. He's definitely hurt. I don't know if he can recover from this. He may get up, but he's not going to make it through this fight. It's up to 6 and 7 and 8. He seems to be okay. He walks towards him. His legs are not back 100%, but the bell sounds. Ending round 4. Real good shot by Quincy Taylor.
Give me that stool.
I got the idea that this thing was slipping away from Julian. Let's listen in.
Come on now. Wake up. Wake up. All right? Come on now. Relax. Give me that dry tip. All right, Julian? You ain't closing that gap. Remember we worked on that in the gym? All right. You're laying back too much, all right? That was his best.
And Julian tumbles down. And luckily the bell sounded to end that round.
Okay, time.
All right, here we go. Time is back in. And that was a big round that time for Quincy Taylor. He knows he can hurt Julian Jackson. He bangs him to the body that time. He's looking for a knockout in this round. Jackson has tremendous heart, but the corner of Taylor saying go for it. I don't think that Julian's got his legs back 100%. He's still not 100% back. He may look like it, but believe me, he's not. I'm afraid Taylor's going to get him. For you people in Dallas, I'm afraid that you are going to have a new WBC middleweight champ. A big shot that time to the body. Taylor taking advantage of everything that age has taken. Big shot! Snaps the head of Julian. I don't know how he absorbed that one. He's definitely hurt again. His back is to the ropes. Quincy beginning to tee off. Julian tries to fight back gamely, but there's a big look of concern on the face of Julian Jackson. Julian fighting on heart now. What a shot Taylor caught him with. Wow, with the left hand is Julian. The uppercut misses by Taylor. Another uppercut catches Julian, bounces the head back. Taylor knows he can hurt him now. Fighting with a lot of confidence, looking to load up a shot. Julian's off balance when he throws his left hook, and he's wide open for the right hand of Taylor. When Julian throws his right, he dips his body so much, and Taylor can counter him with his own left hand, which is his power hand. Julian's legs still aren't back 100% yet. He doesn't have that great elasticity in the knees. His legs look heavy to me. The way he's standing flat-footed, he's going to get clipped if he stands in front of this guy. Wild again is Julian. Julian is as game as they are. He's trying to fight as gamely as he can. Taylor showing no respect. The uppercut bounces the head back to Julian Jackson. Long looping left hand misses. Julian fights back courageously, but can't land a flush blow to Quincy Taylor. Wild is Julian with the left. The right glove of Taylor protects him from being hit. As Julian comes in, he gets banged with a big left hand again. Right hand catches Julian, and his legs are starting to go again. But he fights back with nothing but heart and courage. He actually backs Taylor off after he's hurt. This is the heart of a champion, a great champion over the years. Look at this. I told you, folks, don't leave if you're a boxing fan. Look at this battle. Closing seconds now of the 5th round. This has turned into a war. Julian fights back gamely. The bell ends round 5. Listen to the crowd. Going in the round, you see Julian getting hit.
Yeah, it's really heated up, and Quincy Taylor's right on top now. Jackson's starting to feel every big left hand he throws, and this young challenger is going to dethrone the champion, I think.
Worked the corner of Julian Jackson for years. Aaron Stowell, who knows what it's like to be in a war, tells him to be quiet. Don't tell the guy you don't want him taking many shots. Stowell wants him to fight and encourage him that he's got a war in his hands. And by golly, round 6 of the WBC title, it is a war. By the way, they just dropped something in front of me here you might find interesting. Mike Tyson just got $280,898.87 per second of his fight. All right. Julian Jackson in round 6 trying to defend his WBC middleweight championship. Things have turned against him. Quincy Taylor had him down at the end of the 4th and hit him with some serious shots in the 5th. Jackson has a tremendous heart. He's been a tremendous champion over the years, and now he's backing Quincy off.
Pressure! That's it! Pressure! Pressure!
Jackson looking for the shot to load up that right hand. Instead he goes with the left hook. He's wild with the right hand and a glancing left. There's no damage to Quincy. Julian misses, so does Quincy. But Quincy has landed a heavy blow. There's another low blow landed by Julian Jackson.
Let go of his head, Julian. Let go of his head.
Julian trying to hang on to the head, do anything he can to hang on to this title. He bangs him to the body. Quincy bangs right back. Taylor falls with that right hand. Watch him let fly. Oh, the big left hand. But Julian again. Every time Julian extends either the left hand, his right shoulder comes back. When he throws his own right hand, he doesn't seem to have the quickness to get back and protect himself like he one time could. And Quincy really is a guy that can read the vulnerabilities of Julian Jackson. Jackson, a guy, a veteran of many, many championship fights. He's been in wars before. He's 10-3 in championship fights. For Quincy, it's his very first championship fight. By the way, he's in a string, is Quincy Taylor, of 10 straight knockout victories. Oh, he hurt Julian with that. Julian's in big trouble here. Big shot caught him. Julian's in a heap of trouble. He better defend himself, or Jay Nady will move in and stop this fight. Julian's really hurt, and I don't know if Taylor realizes he hurt him so bad. Julian better hang on, or get down to one knee. It's all over. Proper stoppage by Jay Nady. Jackson was actually out on his feet. We've got a brand new WBC middleweight champion of the world. His name, Quincy Taylor, who...
Good fight. Good fight. Good fight. You good, man? Yeah, man. You're a great champion. You're a great champion.
All right, here's some early trouble that Julian gets into. You see him missing punches. I had the feeling back in the 2nd and 3rd round that it wasn't his night tonight. And Quincy just begins to really catch him with some shots. Bam! Look at that one there. Vicious left, and see the way he ducks underneath the left of Julian. Now, Julian has tremendous heart, no doubt about it. Watch this from overhead. See the way he had that little tiny feint with his body? He kind of twisted his body in. That uppercut hurt Julian. Now, watch in here. This is where I think he really gets hurt. Catches him light, bang, he misses him across the nose. I think it comes like an uppercut. Looping hand. That's the action over on this side. Then the long looping right. That one behind the ear. That one caught him pretty good. And the uppercut, too. And another uppercut. And Julian's starting to get real staggery here, and that's it. Jay Nady says, enough. Julian took an awful lot of head blows. And there he is, the brand new WBC middleweight champion of the world, Quincy Taylor. Curtis Coates, Gene Vivero, Todd Sanders, his handlers, they're all thrilled as Jose Suleiman, the president of the WBC, puts the belt around him. Jimmy Lennon, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 33 seconds in round number 6. Our referee in charge, Jay Nady, stops the contest. He's the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is the new WBC middleweight champion of the world, Quincy Taylor. Julian the Hawk Jackson.
All right, we're going to hang on here for a while as the crowd begins to go out. You folks watching around the world will be able to hear, hopefully, an interview with Dr. Pacheco and Julian and Quincy, the new champ, and a guy that's been a tremendous champion over the years. And as the confusion mounts inside the ring, Dr. Pacheco will get the combatants in position, and we'll hear the interview. Everybody trying to get into the action in their mass confusion. All right, here's Dr. Pacheco with the brand new champ.
Sound to you?
Oh, it sounds great. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to my Lord and Savior to give me an opportunity to be able to put on one performance, and thank Julian Jackson for being a wonderful champion that he is.
All right, Julian, we have said you've had a brilliant career. You consider backing it in after this?
I'll think about it.
I mean, you should think about it seriously. Can you take that from a friend? I'm a friend of yours, please. You cannot take it.
I'm going to let the best man decide, and that's God.
Yes, that's a very good man to decide that. Did you find you were landing a left hand that was just a thing of beauty? Did you think you'd knock him out with that left hand? You kept repeating it.
Well, I felt like he could take a shot because I hit him with it. He didn't go nowhere. But I said if I just sit down on one, Curtis would tell me, if I sit down on one, I come back and hit a good left hand, sit down on it, and he might go.
The man that you refer to, Curtis, is Curtis Coates, one of the great welterweight champions who knocked the stuffings out of a guy I had named Louis Rodriguez. What did you teach him that showed him this kind of power to knock out a Julian Jackson?
Well, he's got good turns. He got good shoulder movement. He turns his hips when he throws the punches. He's always relaxed, and he's always a pinpoint puncher. So that makes a difference.
Julian, at the very end, you were just rocky. Did you think that fight should have been stopped at the very end because you really didn't have any place to go?
Well, I felt that I could have continued because he was really quick, you know what I'm saying? And I saw the punches, but he caught me some good shots.
Take a look if you want to see something bad about the first knockdown where you go sliding into second base here. Watch this. You miss, and watch this beautiful counter shot. Bang! Now watch the way you go sliding into second base.
I couldn't get my footing, man. You know, he hit pretty good, but not as hard as other fighters I've faced. But he's pretty good. He's pretty quick, very elusive, and I think you're gonna be a good champion.
Well,
all right.
All right, we have mentioned once before that you should retire. Let's leave on the note that we hope you retire. It's up to God, you said, and you want to have any final words on that for your public who adore you.
Well, you know, I appreciate Dan King production and for all that they've done for me. And I know that whatever decision I make, they were going to back me 100%. And, you know, Quincy Taylor, you know, it's a good fight. I think you'll be a good champion, and you know, may God continue to bless you.
Thank both of you for a nice fight, and back to Steve Albert.